What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Resurgent in Faith podcast with your host, Trey Wade. And honestly, as much as I really don't want to record this video, which as I looked over my talking points, I kind of realized, it kind of hit me, what I'll be talking about today. And as you can see, the title for this is "How Can You Be Lonely? How Can You Be Lonely When You Have God?" I'm going to give you a bit of backstory about how this topic even came to be. Okay, so we all know from the first episode that I moved from my dad's house, and this part's not even in my notes. This is literally just coming as I started the camera for this. It's clicked like that. Um, but we all know that I moved from my dad's house early May, where I had my brothers, my niece, my Faith, which is my friend, and my little brother. Well, I already said my brothers. Um, and my dad, of course. And that house was so lively. The house was so. On top of that, I didn't have a room. That was one thing. I slept in my dad's room, so it's like no matter where you go, either my dad might just come in there, and I don't get my alone time. Like for real. There are times I where they like to really just get alone time, especially at night when he wasn't there and stuff like that. But that's not the point. The house was so lively. There was no point. There was no chance to feel alone. Like there was no chance to feel alone unless I got by myself. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. Sometimes it does take things to happen in order for you to realize not only what you have and just to be able to enjoy it, but to also realize that that time alone can really get you to learn more things about yourself. God will really show you a lot of things about yourself, some things that you haven't even thought about. Like you put it to the back of your mind a lot, or like you how do I put this? Just in your alone time, in your solitude time, with God, He will show you a lot about yourself. A lot of things that you just don't want to talk about. A lot of things that you don't want to admit. A lot of things that you don't want to um face. And that's kind of pretty much what happened to me. Like I'm going to continue what I was saying. Um, the house was so lively. There was no chance for me to feel alone unless I was actually alone. Like there was I've literally always was somebody was there. I would literally just pray that nobody was at home. That's how bad it. Somebody I would be like, ooh, nobody's home. Thank you, Jesus, the house is going to be quiet. And it's crazy because I miss that so much now. Like I miss the loudness, not enough to move back. Like I don't want that, but I really wish I would have enjoyed it more while I was there. I will say that. But I was I was living here at my mom's house. The first 2 weeks I was great. That's when it's like a transition period, honestly. I moved in. That first week was okay because it's like, okay, this is my first week of not doing anything. I'm still getting paid. Because I still have money left over, like checks coming in from my dad's business. Um, then the second week I started serving at church. So another great week. It was like there was nothing that could stop me. Like I felt like my life felt so on a high. I'm looking for jobs. I'm not finding them. I don't care. I'm like, God, I know you got me. I know you got me. There's nothing for me to worry about. Um, I'm not thinking about the fact that I don't really have really too many friends. I'm not thinking about the fact that when I get back to my mom's house, we all I'm not gonna say we're all secluded, but we all pretty much are secluded. Like we do come out and talk to each other, but it's not the same like as my dad. Let me slow down. It is not the same as it is at my dad's house. Um, Here we kind of come out, we kind of pass each other. we talk, we speak, and then we go on about our day. Like we go back into our rooms, and if my mom and my stepdad are downstairs, and we go downstairs, we might go downstairs and talk. Like it's not, it's it's just a different dynamic. Like it's not like we force ourselves to be secluded or anything like that. We just really love our alone time. Which for me, although I do love my alone time, I started to feel a lot lonely, a lot more lonely than usual, and that's where we come to like with this topic. Because now I'm thinking, okay, and I'm literally have to tell myself, you got God, you got God. Like I'm literally feeling so lonely. Um, and it's like, is he like I know he's enough. I if if I'm not feeling this, am I losing my gaze? If my eyes not remaining on him, am I losing my faith? What is going on? Why am I feeling this so deep? And I'm not gonna lie, moving up here when I really wanted to move up here didn't happen the way I thought. I don't want to tell a story, but I'm getting I'm feeling to tell a story. So we know about my redemption when it comes to my homosexuality, and it's still something that's tempting, and I'm still something that I'm working through, and it's still something that again, it's my journey. If God didn't call you to do that, don't worry about it. Honestly, I don't have no time to be arguing about it in the comments. Because actually, I made a video talking about it one time, and I deleted it because I fell back. Um, and it's like I kind of was rushing it. Like I was kind of rushing it. I wasn't allowing just to like I'm finna talk about here. Just keep my eyes on God. And honestly, that's one of the biggest part of my life. That's the hardest. I'm not going to lie. But when it came as I started coming back to my mom's house a little bit more, and this is before I moved. It was my friend, one of my closest friends that I knew in middle school. I'm not going to say her name because it's not important to you guys. Um, but we was like kicking it. We was kicking it almost every time I came up here. I would literally just drive out here, and at first it was nothing. It was just because like, ooh, I have a friend up here again, like, and then she's always been up here, but I haven't. It was a time where I wasn't coming to my mom's house like that. But when I started coming back, it was like we kicking it, we hanging, and it was around Christmas time too. So, um, we ended up watching a movie, like a Christmas movie. We were doing something. We were having some type of gathering, and we made red velvet cinnamon rolls. I got the video on my phone and everything, and it was like when I came back up here is when I started seeing her differently than I used to. That's how I knew God was working on me. That's exactly how I know God was working on me. 'Cause it's not like I didn't like girls, but most of my attention most definitely went to men. I'm not going to lie, cause it's like I had all this thing like, why would girls like me? Like, there's nothing about me that a girl could really like. Like, it was so many things that I was telling myself, but as I continued through life, I realized that I'm actually a lot when it comes to like I'm very attentive. And you know what? I'm not gonna get about myself. Y'all see it, y'all see it. If anybody around me see it, they can see it. Like I'm not finna sit here and go through that because that's not what I'm talking about. Um, but to continue the story, she told me we was talking. I know she ended up getting a boyfriend or whatever. Um, and I kind of overstepped honestly. It was just so many things that had literally captivated me about her that I didn't see in middle school. And we went to middle school together. Um, like the way she smiled, like she just I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that because that's gonna get me too emotional. I'm not even trying to get too emotional right now because that's a part that is really still hurting. And as I continue with therapy and stuff, it comes up a lot, honestly. It's something that I'm still working through. Um, but I have these videos in my phone. We're talking every day. I'm really starting to like dig her, like deeper than a friend level type of thing. And from me just, fully being gay around her, like she seen me with like faux locks, and well, I didn't never got faux locks. I got like some twists, like some long twists down my back and everything. Like she's seen all of that. Like um the only guy would do that. Like I don't know why he did that. Like her out of everybody, you chose her for me to like. Anyways, we had a very hands-on relationship, like touchy, like we was touchy. I'm pretty sure it's because she didn't, it's like we would even joke about, like, "Ooh, you look so good," like, stuff like that. Like we would joke about it. Um, and after that Christmas stuff, and I went back to my dad's house because I was living with my dad at the time. After that, I was like, "Huh, I think I'm going too far with this." I was talking to my stepdad about it and just asking him because I like that hands-on relationship. I like that we could be so touchy. I like that the way she touched me, she could like she touched my chin. Like I liked all of that. Like it was just so captivating to me. Um, oh Lord, I'm reminiscing right now. I'm not trying to, and that's kind of that's what give me in my lonely season. I mean, my me feeling a lot lonelier than I actually am. But we're gonna go through the different things, and I know I'm just kind of talking right now because it's just something that's been on my heart for like a really long time, honestly. But we ended up, I ended up telling her basically that I liked her. I liked her like deeper than um, and she basically like, I gotta tell my boyfriend. I was like, yeah, that honestly, people say like she didn't have to, but I honestly I feel like that was the best thing. That was the right thing to do. Although, I'm not gonna speak on that. That's none of my business. But what I will say is that she did the right thing. She did the right thing, telling the person she's in a relationship with that her friend, her closest friend, likes her. Ultimately, that turned into us like not really speaking again. What she would call me out the blue here and there. But we really don't really speak like how like, and for me to be back where I live now, I could really go see her every day. Like she's down the street. Like there is nothing for me to be like, oh, show up at your door. Like I know, like, but out of respect, I'm gonna always respect somebody before, because that's not, even though that might not happen to me because people are not respectful no more. I still want to extend that because I'm a very respectful person. Even if it's not for the person, it's for her. You know what I mean? Um. Anyways, we stopped talking pretty much, and that kind of left a hole in my heart. Like for this to be the first girl that I liked in a long time, and I'm older now. Like I feel like it clicked. It really clicked to her when we was doing these little boards or whatever. We were doing the getting ready for the new year, doing our vision boards and stuff. And I don't even know where my vision board is. I think I left it at my dad's house. I don't even think I have it because I don't want that memory, honestly. I don't want that because that was literally the last thing. Um but again, she caressed my chin like her hands were so soft. There's nothing bad I can say about her, honestly. There are Actually, no, there's nothing bad I can say. Like, I can only say something that people would deem as bad, but like nothing about her I can say was bad at all in my eyes, honestly. Um, but I'm kind of just reminiscing, sitting in here a little bit. I guess it's something that I needed to talk about. Um, but it clicked. It clicked then. It clicked then, and now that I don't have that relationship anymore, even like when I say relationship, I'm saying even friendship. Like the only reason I told her is just so that we could respect and like kind of redraw the line on how our friendship was going to be. And it didn't happen the way that I thought. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of things. I've been seeing a lot of couples, not let alone my own mom and stepdad are head over heels in love. Seeing that, um, I'm seeing couples on TikTok, which is not. They're not even like real couples. Some people like they just have that togetherness feel. Like you can tell that it's genuine and stuff, and that's what I'm seeing. Um, it's I'm seeing not even just that, but friendships. My friends are all online. Like I have a community chat that I've met friends through. At first I have, well, not all online because I have people at the church, but they're like a family in a sense, but they're like not really like my friends. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I really don't have any of their numbers like for real. But like we don't talk on a daily. We only talk when like we see each other at church or we're doing a church function or whatever. So like yeah, that's my church family. But to have like real friends, I can't even call my faith my friend. She's more like my sister. Like that's my sis, really. Cause we like our dynamic is not a typical dynamic, especially when it's like I guess it is when it's your brothers dating your friend type of thing. Like that's like my sister. Um, but that was the first person that I honestly felt like was a friend and just fully loves me for the weird person that I am. Like would literally do anything I asked. Like not anything as in like that, but like she would do anything. Like if I wanted to watch anime, we could just sit and watch anime. Even if she didn't even care to watch it, she would watch it, and vice versa. If I didn't care to do something, but she wanted to do it, I would just do it. Um, but I was seeing that basically, and I was like, why do I feel so lonely? Like I'm seeing all these different things. I'm seeing all these different people in love. I'm seeing all these different people have really good friendships and having friends, being friends for years. Um, and not to say I don't have friends from a long time, but it's just something different. It's like something I just a piece. She. On top of that, this is the first girl that I like. Like it's a lot of things when it comes to her. Like nothing sexual. Like just nothing sexual at all. It's just so many things when it comes to her that kind of has helped me become more of the person who I am, like be more comfortable in myself and this whole journey. And she was happy for me when I told her like I don't want to be gay anymore. I'm not happy here. Like told her mom and every like it's so many things. I can go on and on and on and on and on about this girl. Like I really could. But I'm trying to keep myself on point because all that does ties into the story. Like it does ties into the story, or ties into the message. I promise you, it does. Because it left me lonely. It left me feeling so like a loneliness that I kind of threw back. Like I would just go to work because I was working for my dad at that time. Do work. I didn't not really think about, not really thought about her. Work. Have my family was at the house, so I would just be with my family. I had no time to even sit back and process that. I really don't think I really processed it for real until I moved back to my mom's house and really realized, ooh, until I really realized that I'm up here now and I can't see her at all. Job by her job, won't even go. Like I won't go in out of respect for her and where she at. Um, so it did leave me feeling lonely. Um, and I know a lot of people who experience this like really does have a mind, like have a mental thing. Not even not love it, not just with love or when it comes to that, but I'm saying like feeling lonely. Like some people know, like they know what the word says about feeling lonely. Like you have God, like God is there with you. He never will leave or forsaken you. But it's not like it doesn't go into your heart at all. But there's times where you just in your head a lot and you just don't feel it at the time. You really don't. And I believe that's what I was going through because I was like, okay, I knew, like I could even read. Once I didn't feel like reading scripture sometimes, but I know that I can repeat it in my head. God will never leave or forsake me. He's always with me. Like I know those things. And normally on a normal day, I feel those things. Like I know and feel them. But it'd be time, and then I wasn't working at that time. I was waiting for my job, for me to start my job. So I really had nothing to do. I've been in the house feeling like can't go outside. My money's tied up and all the bills I gotta pay. Like it felt like everything was against me. It felt like I had nothing to do but be sad. I had all the time in the world to do nothing but think and be sad. Um, so that's honestly what happened. Honestly, and I don't know. I don't. It's just that I could just say that's what happened. Like I'm kind of like stopping a lot because like I'm literally picturing everything in my head as I'm speaking it. I got my notes over here, so I'm looking at that too. But like it's like I'm recalling everything like back right now, like everything, like all the feelings, all the emotions that I felt. I didn't even know that I would be able to do this when I cut this camera on because I literally just filmed another episode. I literally just filmed another episode, and I don't know. It's maybe because this is like really more emotional. That I do like I did, and I don't know. This episode has been written for a long time. Her a couple weeks now. I'm gonna say almost a month now has been written, and I haven't did it. I've been slacking. I'm not gonna lie. I've been focused on getting started my job, paying my bills, getting myself what like I said, starting my job, getting the stuff edited so that I can have enough time to record because I'm starting to learn how to batch record, which doesn't go good for me all the time because I'm still learning other things that I have like I'm starting to learn. So I say all that to say like it's very easy for me to throw like the things that I'm going through in the back of my head, which is why I said when it's time, sometimes when you get alone, God will really show you what you've been hiding. That's why I said that because it's so quick to subconsciously just get myself busy. It's so quick for me to be like, okay, it ain't affecting me because I did that all through my depression when I was in middle school depressed. I was able to throw it back and just go put on a show. That's exactly how it does. So it's like it's literally made in me for me to be able to do that. And I like now that I'm healing, I'm not even noticing I'm doing it subconsciously. And now that I know that I'm doing it subconsciously, it's like, how do I get myself out of that? The same thing when it comes to knowing and not feeling. That's a big problem for me when it comes to me mentally. And as I hear Megan Ashley talk about it too, and that's why I really relate to her a lot because she goes through the same mental struggles that I do. Probably not to the same extent, but it's like when I listen to her, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, I can really feel your empathy. No, I have really big empathy for you because I can feel your sadness because that's how my empathy works. Like if I can feel her sadness, but it's also something that I experience myself. But going to church also kind of helps because I was able to understand where I was at in my faith. Honestly, my pastor was talking about it. My pastor, and honestly, I finished this once he gave me the wording for it because I didn't have wording for it. I didn't know how to record this video and not know exactly how I wanted to say it, and I still been just rambling on. But it's all a purpose for this, honestly. But I realized that I had torn faith, and torn faith is faith divided by disappointments. When your outcomes look nothing like what you expect, the word starts to feel further away, even though you know it is still true. My outcome thus far has been so different than what I expected. Is what I said because literally I've said that multiple times. That's not what I expected. Tame faith lowers God's strength to the level of your struggle, and that's what was happening. Which you probably already know that because duh, I'm literally reading my notes to you. But that's basically what was happening to me. I was so torn in that one area that all the other areas didn't even seem to be sufficient enough. My mind would just hone in on that one thing, no matter if everything else was going good in my life. I got a house over my head. I'm here at my mom's house where I got peace. I might not be in an apartment like I thought I was gonna be in when I left my dad's house, but I have a job now. And I already knew I had it. I already knew that I was gonna have a job. I didn't worry about any of that too much when I get sad. I think about it I can't say I didn't worry about any of it. Like, it does get piled on top of the other stuff when I get sad, when I start thinking about the main thing. But I feel like I do that to cover up the real reason that I'm actually going through that. I feel lonely. But my pastor told me about 6 types of faith. He only gave us 5, and I'm pretty sure you guys can feel the 6th one somewhere. I know that I felt all 6, and even though I just don't have the language for it. I don't have the language to even put it in that way. But the first faith is timid faith, which welcomes God's word but doesn't really walk in it. We have all been there. That's kind of like the start of everybody's Christian journey. You know the word, or I can't say that because there are some people who don't know the word and are just out there, you know. And then when they start reading, they're like, "Oh my goodness, I was doing this, all on my own," like type of thing. Like, I just thought it was just something instilled in me, which it can be because it is instilled in each and every one of us. We have God-like properties because God made us in His image. But my I can't remember what she is, but she was preaching. But it was fast. She said, "We are made in God's image, but we're not made in His essence." So remember that. I will say that though. But back to it. We have tamed faith, which is faith trained by trauma. Uh, you convince yourself based on what you've been through, what God can and can't do. Torn faith, again, faith divided by disappointments, which is what mine was. Bold faith, acting on what you believe even when you don't feel it. You got triumphant faith, the other side of the wrestling, basically, of the wrestling faith. But the whole point I want to get you to understand is identifying which one you're in. That, like, literally, that's the first step. If you feel like if you have the wording for it, it's easy for you to I'm right here. Let me go get in my word. Oh, I'm right here. Let me go text somebody for ask them to pray for me. Oh, I'm right here. But then how do you do that when you don't feel like you have that community? How do you do that when you don't feel as close to the people? You don't feel as close to the people that is in your community. Like, that they'll be there for you, but one, you might be pride like me, because you might be prideful like me. I had to correct myself when it's in the sense of I don't want to put my burdens on other people because but literally that's what we're called to do, like to help each other, which is crazy because that's how I guess it could be a little bit, and this is real time thinking right now. It could be a little bit of tame faith too, in that specific area, because that's what my trauma has allowed me to do. Be like, no, this is gonna be a burden on somebody else. I don't want to have to talk to them about this. Not only that, I don't have to get emotional about it. But maybe that's what I need, And it took me into therapy, and that's what I suggest. If you don't have nobody, go to therapy. And if you don't have that, sit with Jesus until it pass, because it will pass. That's one place that you're gonna have to have extreme amount of discipline. I'm just not there yet. I'm honestly not there yet. I just thank God for my therapist. If I didn't have my therapist, I could not just sit there with God. I'm being 100% honest. Cause it's like I said, I know. I don't feel it right now. And I'm not saying that I don't believe in God's word. It's just like I don't even feel like picking up my Bible. I can pray and talk to you all day, but you're not physically here right now. Yes, I can feel your presence, when I get into the spirit, but I feel so alone right now. Yes, I know that you're here. You will never leave or forsake me, but that doesn't mean that you're always here. My situation though doesn't feel good right now. And when I say it doesn't mean that you're always here, I mean physically, because he's not here physically. That doesn't mean you can't still feel him. There was times where I was to my wits end, and I felt him, and it did it help me a bit? Yes, but it's still like my brain was like, it's still not that physical person, you know. Some things you have to wait on though, patience, and the more I go through the year, I see why patience is literally sticking with me. Cause now I'm here. I'm at my job. I've met some amazing people at my job. They're so lovely. We talk about anime, like all the things that I couldn't get from, or I say I couldn't get from my Marvel community. Even in my Marvel community, I'm learning. One of my friends, I call him Loopy. He put me. He kind of teach me more about soccer. We actually played the game together and stuff. Like there's so many things that if I had just been patient and just waited on and just had my full faith. But that's the point. Your faith just not it's not linear. It goes up and down. It goes up and down. God knows that. Um, but yeah, one thing that I did realize that was really fueling my my sadness was nostalgia. Um, Nostalgia is a dangerous thing. Yes, it's good to sometimes reminisce, but to stay there, it's crazy. I was thinking about just my childhood, thinking about how great my life felt back then. And if you are a Gen Z, early 2000 Gen Z person, or Gen Z uh, adult, young adult, whatever, them years between, was it 20? Let me make sure got the right one. I think, yeah, it was 20. It was like 2010s, 2014, 2016, or to 2019, around that era, or around that those years. Those are like some of the best years for me. I'm not gonna lie. Drake hit the hardest. Drake music was slap at that time. We had the best TV shows on. I'm not gonna say the best because it's like that's how Raven came on more regularly at that time. Like it was shows like older shows that came on more regularly. We actually had Nickelodeon and Disney Channel, like Cartoon Network. There was so many good things that if I had known I've been here now, I most definitely would have just appreciated back then. I was literally just sitting in nostalgia, thinking about how even in middle school how good my life was. Like being able to just be carefree, not worry about nothing, not have no bills, not have no responsibility as an adult. Felt super great. Not going to hold you. But it was literally fueling my sadness deeply on top of all the stuff that I already mentioned. Um, but it leads me to ask, like, where's your hand? Like I said, my pastor told us sometimes, like when you start to not feel like God is enough, it you have to start looking at, okay, what am I looking at? What am I really locking my eyes on? Am I locking my eyes on the person that is enough, that is the living water, or am I looking at the person, what he can give me, or am I looking at the lack thereof, like what I don't have or what I don't have in this moment? Because it's gonna come. God knows what you need. He knew what I needed. And if I had just stayed patient, stayed faithful, and I'm not saying I didn't, because I had faith throughout, it just wasn't that strong faith. It wasn't the faith I feel on all those good days. Like, and even the bad days, I ain't gonna lie. There are some bad days where I'd be so faithful. I'm like, I'm not feeling sad right now, but that was a terrible time. Like, that really made me feel like I want to go back into a depression. I was scared, honestly. But community is not optional, because even I would have felt way more lonely if I didn't have the family that I have, if I didn't have the church family that I have. Those were the people keeping me going. My community, my Marvel DC community, talking to them, talking about uh comics, talking about shows that's coming out, movies that are releasing. I would have felt way more lonely. And that's by the grace of God that I had those people there. I really appreciate them now, way more now. And then just to I got people at my job now are like that are we've only known each other for like a week or whatever, but like they have been so, I'm gonna not say we have been so inviting to each other. One of my coworkers literally just brought me food today because I told him I want some Korean food, so he made me some food, or he made it for him and just brought me some, of course. Another one of my coworkers let me go to her Animal Crossing and she gave me money. She on Animal Crossing. Another one of my coworkers, we literally just had a pizza little thing today. We chipped in, but he was gonna pay for the whole thing. Another one of my coworkers is giving me not like there are so many things that I can be so grateful for God for, honestly. But I need to be patient. And actually that leads me to my next one. God still provides a reset. The rest is still available, which my Sundays were my reset days. It might look different as an adult, which might be family now. Like I said, family, going to church, Sundays. If you work during the week, them Sundays feel like a full reset for me, anyways. Cause Friday, that's the last day of work. Saturday, you're just kind of chilling. Sunday is that reset day, getting yourself prepared for the week. That's what it is. And this brings me to, because I wanted to most definitely get a scripture in here, Psalms 30 verse 5. I want to go to it in my Bible. I have it here, but I really wanted to go to it in my Bible. I'm most definitely going the wrong way. Oh, no. And I'm in the NLT version again. And so if I'm reading it and it's a bit different from yours, that is completely why. But they also roughly say the same thing anyway. I'm not gonna say roughly. They all pretty much say the same thing, but some of the message doesn't have this intensity, and I will continue to say that because I love the message as a starter Bible. But once I got to my NLT version, I was like, Lord God, dude, this is what you were saying for real? I missed all of that. I missed all of that intensity. Okay. What is it? 30 verse 5. Okay. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts a lifetime. Weeping may last through the night, but joy comes with the morning. Did I continue? Yeah. I'm gonna read. I can't remember if I went to the next one. Whenever you're angry right now, God, basically, yeah, just basically reminding me what I was saying. Basically, wherever you're angry, wherever you get angry right now, basically, what it is saying, it's temporary. Doesn't mean that joy is going to come automatically in the morning. Like, no. But joy does come in the morning. It does come. It is temporary for you to be feeling what you're feeling. So be patient. God got you. He truly does. And I'm saying that real humbly and real boldly. As a person, the struggles with mental health. He got you, man. He got you. And Torn Faith this is the end. You always should pray, honestly. But this brings me into Mark 9:24. And that talks about basically, I'm gonna go there just so because I'm already in Mark. And that's where we're talking about. I'm just gonna read it because I'm already here. I'm at 2, 3, 5. This is one of my longest episodes. I'm not going to hold you. I'm proud of myself, but I had a lot to dump here. So sorry for trauma dumping on you guys. I hope that at least y'all could see yourselves. Y'all can see the Lord. And I'm not even just going to say I'm a perfect Christian or anything like that. As we know, I'm just trying to be like, I'm just trying to do what God tells me to do. I'm just trying to be myself and just show up as authentically as I can. But Mark 9:24. I passed it. Okay, 30, 29, 28, 24. The father instantly cried out, I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. And that's all I have to say there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this has give you something to think about. I hope this has helped you just align yourself with where you are in your faith right now. I didn't even expect this to be this long. We're going on with like 41 minutes, 40 minutes. It might be a little bit shorter because I'm going to cut some of these dead air out. I'm going to leave a lot of it in because I don't want to do too much editing. I just want to make sure that the story progresses. Like, and I'm pretty sure y'all can understand that. I don't do any too much editing for my podcast because I want y'all to know that I'm showing up as I am. Taking it step by step, day by day, going through the emotions. And yeah, remember you guys, we post the visual every Wednesday, and we post the visuals every Thursday and the audio every Wednesday I'm gonna say on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. You can find me on Wednesdays, and on Friday you can find me. Thursdays. I don't know why I keep getting my days messed up. Thursdays you can find me here on YouTube. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye.